Yeah, I gotta learn how to do this fucking Google Hangout shit.
Easiest thing in the world. You just got to do it once. I think we're
Yeah,
live. Yeah, we're good.
when you have a Chromebook, it's easy. Not when you have a fucking iPad.
Now, this, if anything, this thing's probably a little bit underpowered for what I'm trying to do with it, but you know,
Oh, I'm sure it is, but yeah,
it does
it
work. You can't.
works.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. I think the way that, and speaking of Dow, that laptop that he got, the picture clarity is good on that, but Junkie's got the market cornered on picture clarity. That iPad
Yeah,
Pro, I mean, that
yeah.
thing's clear as a bell.
Well, that's what mine is. It's an iPad. I don't think it's a Pro or anything. I think it's the first one with the little bitty dongle, is what it is.
Uh huh.
But yeah, I haven't had any complaints coming from, going through you or going through Bruce. My picture quality's always been fine. Audio's always been
Yeah.
fine. So
What's up, guys? Maxwell, Cello, Chad, Indy, Rusted. Well, Rusted, I'm glad you let off with that because that's what we're trying to establish. Rusted and Trusted said he only had one question: can every donation be accounted for? And if you donated something, the question I've been asking people for the last day now is, if you're saying something of yours got misappropriated, what is it? What did you donate? When did you donate? And where did it go to?
if you
Because
have an idea of where it went to, yeah.
right, right. I mean, if you have just kind of some vague notion that perhaps maybe that's not unwarranted, but we're going to have a really hard time substantiating that. We already have come across one. The first step that I did was, I talked to Dow for the last two nights. I think Monday night I talked to him for about an hour, and last night I talked to him for probably around half an hour.
Colin's got
And
no audio. Everybody else have audio?
you guys might have to exit the stream and then re-enter.
Or refresh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want 20 emails with people saying they sent donations in and they think Dow went and
Yeah.
popped off.
Yeah, it's got to be more specific for that. And I've already run into a couple of people where I've said, okay, you're saying this, but what is it? You try to ask for specifics, and if they don't want to get into it, well, okay, that's
Yeah.
understandable. But don't complain. And then when we try to track it down so that we could try to make it right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, so I was gonna say that's one of the things I did was I tracked down something that I'd won. Dow, I won one of the raffles. I won a raffle, and at the point where I won, I had my choice of like 4 items. But I was in the middle of ordering at Chipotle. Believe it or not, I eat. So I called him because I couldn't get through the chat box, and I said, well, what's available? And he listed it off, and there was something Snap on. And so I said, oh, I think that's going to make Oso mad. So that's going to make him the most mad if I pick that. So obviously that's the item I have to pick. And that's something I ended up with. So I tracked down yesterday when this kind of all
Came to a head.
started to make sense to me. I tracked down, and now I've gotten a hold of the guy, and he has yet to send me his address, but I'm going to be sending that back to him. Also, I think I want to set a long. All right, that wasn't a one. That was a situation where somebody sent Dow something for him to do whatever he wanted with, and he opted just to give it to me. Those were those
Yeah.
Mac long reach dikes.
Yeah. And that's the difference. I've heard a couple of stories where guys have given him shit and just said, hey, do a review on it and then get rid of it or keep it or whatever the hell you want to do.
Well, that was one of the things that when I was talking with you about that before, Chong Han sent in, as far as number of tools sent in, I don't think anybody came close to what Chong Han sent in. If you donated money or whatever, I can't really attest to that, but the stuff that I was seeing sent in, Chong Han was like sending good sized box of stuff just about every week there for a while.
Yeah.
And a couple of the things that he sent in, people said, "Oh, I ended up with this." Checked yesterday, and those items specifically, Chong had said, you know, for Dow personally, he could do whatever he wanted with them.
Yeah.
So it's a big it's a big it's a big mess potentially, but I think we can sort it out. Just about everybody's in here now, it looks like. And like I said, if you guys just got here, I talked to Dow yesterday for probably half an hour, and I talked to him Monday night for about an hour, and I encouraged him after this everything kind of shook out yesterday. I encouraged him to take a break for, you know, uh, a couple of weeks, or take whatever time he needs, because I think if he tries to answer people's questions or tries to address the issues people bring up, it's so close. Everybody's at such a fevered pitch emotionally. You know, all you're going to get is a bunch of people yelling and swearing at each other and fighting. And let's face it, if we wanted to deal with a bunch of people yelling and swearing and fighting with each other, we could just go to Thanksgiving dinner at Hard Knocks house.
Goddamn right.
Fucking that just happened. Shake and bake.
It did. You're letting all my damn secrets out on the fucking interwebs.
Oh, so that's what I told him. Dell's a grown man. He doesn't have to take my advice, but he did say he would be willing to talk with me if, you know, we could kind of do the same forum that I've done now with Junkie a couple of times, where I just basically collate everyone's questions into a cohesive outline and try to address it that way. Because, you know, yelling at each other might make you feel good, but functionally it's really not going to get anything else done. So if we're looking to make this thing right, we got to give it some time to breathe, and then just try to address it as best we can.
It's a lot easier to follow it along if maybe, you know, you break things up and you're not getting one question about a Technicians of Tomorrow thing, and then one question about a septic tank, and then one question about, you know, donating funds for family, and then
that's the problem.
You kind of got to break all that shit into groups.
Yeah, that's the problem with doing a Q&A from the chat. It's good to just get random stuff answered, but you're hopping around all over the place and you never feel like you really get a full answer. Adam says the same thing. He said, I told him the same thing. I told him to take a couple of weeks to calm himself down so he could come back with a clear head. We're on the same page.
He's taking a leave. The world of Mopar is down.
Yeah. Well, it's the right move, because I'm trying to stay just about as even-handed as I can, and I think I'm pretty even-handed by nature. But, you know, reality is we're so close to the situation that you've got people kind of making camps on extreme opposite ends of the spectrum. Either he's guilty of everything or he's guilty of nothing, and reality, as almost always, lies somewhere in between. So
yeah, it's like going to it's like going to a fucking Trump rally and then going to a Hillary rally. I mean, they're both polar fucking opposites.
Well, yeah, but I mean, come on. Black Helicopters, Bohemian Grove, Bilderberg.
Yeah, the bitch should have been dead a long time ago, but still.
Well, I don't know. I like watching those political things on YouTube, just to watch the paid people in the comment section astroturfing. I wonder how much it is those people make for having, you know, 50 accounts or whatever, and going in and writing some virtue signaling comment in the comment section, and going in with each one of their 50 accounts and liking their own thing so they can raise it up to the top, and
so they can pop it up in the recommended list and shit like that. What's happening and trending.
Yeah. You guys, I'm sorry. Everybody's saying hi. William Nim, what's up, buddy? Everybody's
Beer stud.
I'm probably going to say this about every 5 or 10 minutes, but if somebody has something specific that they want addressed, if I do talk to Dow, if he does take a couple weeks and then decides that he is he does want to come talk about it. He told me that the other day. He's totally willing to do that. Keith kind of asked me if I was willing to do it, and I said yeah. And then if you have something specific that you want answered, I'll do my best to add it into my working outline, because one way or the other, what's done is done. And I'm not saying it all can't be undone, but I mean, in order to try to make things better and correct things, we have to kind of know specifics. So if you have something specific you want addressed, email me.
Yeah. I sent a thing out on Facebook. They could either email me or email you.
Yeah. If you don't want to email me, email Hard Knocks. Our Gmails are pretty easy to guess, but I just entered mine in the chat box there.
Right. Eddie, 8/8/2017. Never forget.
All these people saying that they already forgot. I mean, they must not have the magnet. Some of these people, I've sent them more than one magnet.
We know how the mail is. Come on.
Don't I ever.
I mind you're not riding ponies anymore, but
yeah, not so much. Can I just kind of make a couple general things, like I said in the chat box of the last stream that you did with Bruce? Can I just go out on a limb here and speak in generalities and say, I don't think we should be quite so comfortable, generally speaking, with this whole raffle thing. And when you're taking in money on your channel, whatever you claim the money's for, but if you take in money flat out, either solicit money or just accept money, most of the time,
accountability for it.
Right, you're opening yourself up to a deeper level of scrutiny. You're tacitly agreeing to undergo a deeper level of scrutiny, whether you realize it or not. So everybody, I've done a couple giveaways on my channels and just randomly on other people's channels and whatnot. And even with that, whenever somebody won something, I always shipped it the next day and took a picture of the tracking number.
Yep. And
emailed them the tracking information, just so everybody was on the same page. And this isn't something where anybody was out money on the deal. So it's just really good. Moving forward, I think everybody needs to learn what they can and just,
You got to do the old cover your ass thing.
Yeah. Well, you got to be transparent.
Yeah.
Even in a situation where nobody's out money, I mean, just err on the side of caution. We're all kind of learning how to. Everybody hit the like button. We're kind of learning how to interact in a digital space, and the internet's not exactly a new thing, but I see this all the time with people where it's like, I feel like we should have been able to figure out some of this stuff ahead of time.
That's right. It's one of those things. I don't really do a whole lot of. Well, I've never done a raffle. I think I've been in a live stream before where they were raffling some other stuff off, but I've never done a raffle on my channel. I don't want that responsibility. Giveaways are different, and giveaways still are quite a little bit of responsibility. There's a way to do them, and there's a way to not do them. You can actually open yourself into some legal bullshit doing just giveaways. So
there's Marcello, if I didn't send you a magnet yet, it's because you never emailed me your address. I'm many things, but clairvoyant is not one of them, buddy. So you got to do your part. Those magnets are free, and they're probably worth about what you pay for them, but you got to hit me up. I think tomorrow or Friday, I'm going to send out more. Thomas EXO VCDS mailing me some stickers from his channel, and then I've got to ship him out some magnets. And then I think I've got 3 other people lined up. William Nim is one of them. But yeah.
It does, Fuzzy.
So here's the other thing, and I'm not really into growing my own channel like you guys are. I realize there's a number of people who are here now who have never been in here before, but I don't necessarily have a problem with like doing a subscriber giveaway, you know, when you reach a certain amount of subscriber base or whatever. I don't think that's like a bad idea or anything. But here's my take on it, and I want you to kind of take counterpoint on this because I think you can. I would rather just give, like the giveaways I've done, I've just done it to existing people, just, you know, hopefully like randomly in a chat, because I think I would way rather reward the people who just randomly, you know, not randomly, but continually show up all the time. You know, I'm not really trying to attract new people with the hope of a giveaway in order to grow my subscriber base. What do you think?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the better ways of doing it. A loyal subscriber giveaway. That's one of the reasons I did the whole video giveaway thing, was not necessarily to see anybody's face, because I don't think I did. Well, I saw a couple guys' face. I think Mike Swindle was in there, where in the very beginning you could see him. Looks just like his picture. No big, you know, fucking hoop-de-doo there.
No big leap there.
Yeah.
It's not like my profile picture where you could tell I went to glamour shots for it.
Right. And that's the thing. I didn't know they still had glamour shots out in there in Seattle, but obviously
they actually had to reopen one for the specific purpose of taking my YouTube avatar.
Right.
It's that gal from that Napoleon movie. She came by and like gave me a coupon, and I went down to the local mall. Well, it's an old story. We've heard it 100 times.
Right. Yeah. Guys who've subscribed for a while have heard it.
Yeah. This is old news to them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one way of definitely doing a giveaway, and that's probably the best way, just for your loyal guys.
Right. Harley offers some clarity here. Believe it or not, when you're trying to live stream and talk at the same time, I'm kind of good at one or the other, but rarely two. Harley says, I do my subscriber giveaways as a reward to the people who follow me, not as a ploy to draw in new people. And I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with trying to draw in new people that way. But if it's only people that are there for, you know, they're kind of fair weather viewers in a sense. Maybe some of them will catch on and show up every time. But, you know, if they're coming around for the loaves and the fishes, that's biblical talk. If they're coming around for the loaves and the fishes, they might duck and run when it's hard times. What if we just do? Right. There's the Tuesday night crowd, you know. There's the guys that show up in the streams from Colden's basement, and then there's everybody else.
Yeah, my giveaway was actually to gain, well, it wasn't to gain subs, it was once I reached a sub. I gained a lot of subs, and the guys that actually did the videos, some of those guys were fucking awesome. For the sake of making the stream more lively, I'm going to go ahead and strongly disagree with you here and say that I know that their videos suck.
Your giveaway was all about your own ego. We all know that. I don't have any way of substantiating that or backing up my claim, but I'm going to stick with my claim anyway. That was all about. I'm not
sending you the fucking documents. That's for damn sure. I'm going to burn
you and your 250 subs looking down on me with only 146 coming into this stream, looking down your nose at
148 is what mine says.
Ooh, hey,
yeah. Shit. Well, yeah.
Time to welcome the
subs live streams when the time is right.
Yeah. Also, this is a good time to give a shout out to my 4% female viewership.
If you're ever in Seattle and down on your luck, just
Hashtag YouTube analytics.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't look at them YouTubes. I see the tiny little sliver that's women, and that's about it.
Keith said that he just subbed to me. All this time, months now, Keith's talking about how he'll teach me basic electrical theory. I'm to the point where I am a in training Defoziite. Yet only tonight did he subscribe to me. I have been a loyal Defoziite since late March. Wow, Keith. Wow.
And I think Keith was one of my first subscribers. Like, I had dog videos up, and he popped right in and commented on all of them, loved them. I told him, hey, do you know about this MD Lee character? And, there you go. 6 months later, I got you a sub. That shit works.
Oh, check, please.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to leave for the night. All right. It was a good stream. Rub it in. Oh, man.
No, I can't take full credit for your channel.
Yeah, Keith just said I was only kidding, man. I've been sub forever. Okay. Good grief, Keith. Yeah. I thought I was going to have to surrender my Defoziite card.
Mm-hmm. Well, you wouldn't surrender it. You'd keep it forever, hoping one day you could meet him and he could sign the back of it for real, and it wouldn't just be the little stamp.
That's good. Hey, I got 3 thumbs down. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the reaction button. I should just say that.
Mm-hmm. Somebody have a reaction. Click a damn button.
Oso, what? Oso's freaking out in here.
He said he's about to drive into the river. What the fuck? Oso.
Which river, Oso? You better
got like 4 kids and an old lady. Can't be driving into the fucking river.
Oh,
stream's dead. Yeah. You don't guarantee live streams all the time.
It's not dead on our end. It's still coming in strong here.
Oh yeah.
Gus Puss. Oh, with the Benedict Arnold, the thumbs down in the chat, the thumbs down emoticon. It's like a dagger to my heart.
There's always one, and it's always Gus. Unless it's Oso.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's Oso.
I maintain that that's just Oso telling you he loves you,
Yeah.
Some people have difficulty.
It's letting you know that he wants to be the guy on the bottom. That's all it is. That's Oso's thumbs down. I'll take the bottom.
If he doesn't watch out, he's going to be on the bottom of the Columbia River here in a minute. And that's going to be rolling on, Columbia, roll on. What's going on, Bill? Everybody who's in here who's saying hi. Hey, yo, what's up? Chad asked me, why are you always laying down? I don't have a couch, Bill. Right now I've got an air compressor, a generator, 2 toolboxes out in my living room, and a bunch of other folded up cardboard boxes that I need to recycle, but no couch. So sorry.
And you're in the 4th floor, right?
No, actually, I'm ground level.
I was gonna say it would only make sense. 2 toolboxes, a compressor, generator, right. 4th floor. Yeah. You do all your work at night. Yeah.
Yeah, you could just sit on the compressor. Yeah, that might be fun. That compressor's got a recall on it though, and let's just say every time I buy one of those compressors that I know in advance has a recall, I tend to make about $90 every time. So it takes me about 15 minutes to deal with. So what's that? That's like $270 an hour or something. No, folks, that'd be $360 an hour. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to turn 4 of them yet in an hour.
I had a guy the other day. He was sitting there. I gave him a ride, and he was sitting there and he was talking to me about picking up pennies. And I said, yeah, I pick up pennies. He said, well, do you ever really think about it? I said, well, no, it's a penny. I've seen I pick it up. I throw it in the fucking change deal and give it to the people at McDonald's or fucking Hardee's or whatever through the window. He said, yeah, but if you picked up a penny, it takes you about, 2 seconds? That's like $38 an hour. I was like, what the fuck? Somebody actually sat down and tried to calculate that shit? Come on. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I mean, you really don't have shit to do. Later, David. Bill.
Yeah, Harley also just said something in the stream to the effect of, you guys don't have any idea how hard it is to participate in a chat while driving. Actually, I have a really good idea how difficult that is. It's near to impossible. Hey,
it's always, hey kid, grab the steering wheel. I gotta fucking get in on this.
Yeah. Also, just to put a bug in everyone's ear, Harley, Adam, and I are planning on doing a live stream after Mayweather McGregor, kind of a Mayweather McGregor reaction live stream.
Nice.
That's going to be in a few weeks.
You guys should live stream the fight first, and then have the reaction after.
Have us like down in the corner and a box inside TV inside the TV offering commentary as they're.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair use, isn't it? You're commentating on it. That's.
Well, if it isn't, that's
play-by-play or whatever.
Look, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Chuck just got here. He said, "Is it over yet?" No, it's not over. No. Depending on who you talk to, it may not have even started yet. Hey, you guys, welcome to the chat.
Yeah.
So if anybody has questions for Dal, as far as I'm aware, he's still planning on talking to me in a couple of weeks. And hopefully I see he's in the chat box here. And but last I talked to him, we're planning on doing a live stream, kind of the same format I did with Junkie. So if anybody has questions that they want me to collate into my outline for that live stream, they can email me. And if you can't figure out my email address, you probably don't deserve to ask a question.
Yeah. Any kind of story that you can actually back up.
Yeah. It seems like there's already a little bit of a cessation of hostilities here in the chat. But here's the thing I want to emphasize to people. This is the good thing. Like if we tried to do a live stream about this yesterday, I mean, thermonuclear meltdown. And if we tried to do it today, probably a little bit better. Now, imagine how much better and how much more productive it'll be 2 weeks from today, or a week from today, or whenever it is. Then we can actually get somewhere, and then we can get some conflict resolved and get some problems addressed. So there we go. And William Nim asks, MD Lee, what up with the white hair, man? Need to go back to black.
He's never tried black.
No.
He's always been a white kind of guy.
I'm a whitey through and through. You know what? Eric O was on him and Flat Rate Master duck in sometimes to Thomas EXO VCDS's live streams. Mm-hmm. And my favorite thing to do is to send Flat Rate Master direct messages on Instagram during those live streams. Let's just say this. I mean, if you could pick the best car of the last 50 years of the 20th century, what would it be, and why would it be the LeSabre? Allow myself to introduce myself, if you know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But Eric O, also a whitey with the hair.
Yep.
Also a premature gray man. Started getting gray years old. True story.
Yeah.
I tell people it's because of how much wisdom I have. Gray hair means wisdom, and I have a lot of gray hair.
That's funny because Keith says Eric's boring on the live stream. He's clearly more entertaining. That's right. But I remember back in the day when Keith would turn away from the camera when Eric was trying to film him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back
What
at
was that? The ETGC
ETCG
2016
meetup
fucking thing. He's like, and
and
here's
then
Keith. I'm not supposed to, or here's Keith. I'm not supposed to film him, but and
right.
then all you see is the back.
And then he's interviewing him, and you see the camera. Eric goes interviewing somebody or talking to somebody with the camera, and you see him kind of pan the camera up on their shoulder, and about 150 feet over the shoulder is Keith standing there. And after about 7 seconds, Keith looks over and realizes what Erico is doing, and like turns around and runs behind the minivan.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you got to know your Erico and Keith interactive history. This is not the amateur leagues here. This is the pro leagues.
Oh yeah, they hated each other at one time.
Yeah.
Keith hated Eric with the camera, and Eric hated Keith without being on the camera. It was horrible. It was horrible. But you know, they've come to mash their differences out. I think they'll probably do a collaboration here one of these days. Actually,
yeah,
I think September 2nd,
had,
they'll be in the same place to sign autographs and fix your car.
This is a good time to have a plug. Well, we have a live studio audience. Let's work in some plugs for the Frank M. Tech meetup at Dunellen Auto Repair in Dunellen, New Jersey on September 2nd. See Frank M. Tech for more details, or Keith DeFazio at New Level Auto for more details.
Or maybe even Erico at SMA.
There you go. Or you could see Harley Adam at Harley Adam Channel, or Eddie at 802 Diesel Crew.
Yes.
And while you're in the subscribing mood and we're offering plugs, don't forget to subscribe to the homie Hector. I haven't forgot about him. Still doing awesome videos, still under 100 subs. I think after the last time I plugged his channel, I checked and he had gained 17 subs that night. So it's the homie Hector, Homie, and then Hector is Hektor, the homie Hector.
Oh, so you ain't getting no flashlight.
Yeah, also, that flashlight's a great flashlight that Eric O sent me for tipping him off about Timmy being in that live stream.
Yep.
Yeah, that was, oh man, the Astro, what is it, 40 SL? Whatever it is, he sent that to me, so I got to do a review on that for him. Man,
yeah, because that thing's fucking bright.
Yeah.
You want to talk about people not freaking out over the solar eclipse, you go turn on a couple of them fucking Astro lights and there ain't no solar eclipse no more.
Yeah, Keith brings that up about MD Lee in Seattle for a meetup. I actually thought about that because Keith's going to be here in March, and I'm trying to think, okay, who do I know locally that has a shop? There is a guy, but he's hardly making any YouTube videos right now. So I think, okay, how underhanded would this be of me to try to befriend Cohesive Garage?
Mm-hmm. Just to get a meetup planned for March?
Well, I mean, I suppose we could do a meetup out in my driveway, but that's going to be about a 90-second meetup, and I thank everybody for coming out, and then I'd go back in and live stream.
Oso has a shop. He does videos in it all the time. I mean, you can always do it in Portland, I guess. You might have to drive Keith, but yeah, you can do it in Portland in Oso shop.
Does Oso, you're yanking my chain. Oso doesn't have a shop. What's up, Chris?
Oso has a shop. He was doing lug nuts, and he was doing.
I think that's just out in front of his apartment.
Oh, that looked like a shop to me.
Keith will have his rental car. We got to do something. I was thinking about that because Keith told me a couple of weeks ago, oh, I'm coming out for such and such in March. And I'm like, yeah, hit me up. And then I'm thinking, this is like, I don't really have a whole lot of excuse on this because I've got over 6 months advance notice. I should be able to put something together here.
Right.
I'm still
Your Google Calendar is not 6 months out full.
Yeah. I'm still in the brainstorming stage.
Still trying to figure out how to get out of it. Well, you got 6 months. I mean,
Keith just said that Oso has a 4-bay shop. If Oso has a 4-bay shop, I got news for you. We're probably going to do that in Portland.
Yeah. Oso's not here to tell us how big his shop is. He's at the bottom of the fucking river, apparently. Tonight on the 9 o'clock news.
Right as you said that, carport is his shop, he said. Yeah.
Mm.
Now, there's always chance for Cohesive Garage. That dude,
Well,
I
a
think that guy's
carport
name
is
is Noah. He seems pretty chill, but I have hardly interacted with him at all. What's up, Nick?
a carport is way better than some of the shit Keith has to put up with for his shop.
Yeah, that's true.
Drive
Keith's
around all
out
over
there
the
roughing
place,
it.
fucking raining and shit.
Keith's a real mobile mechanic.
Yep.
Does he bring his cardboard with him to lay down on, though?
Or his canopy to shield him for the weather.
Yeah, or his tie to
Blankets
make him
for
fix things in a quarter of the time.
yeah.
I don't know. I think that tie thing. I think there's something to that. I have a couple ties, but I don't have an Actron. And the way I figure it, if I get an Actron and I combine that with a tie, I can't help but be a millionaire within like 6 months.
Right.
All I would have to do is like post a Craigslist ad, or maybe start flipping PT Cruisers with like 370,000 miles on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$100 is $100.
$100 to the good. She said, try to tie it felt like a fruit. Oh boy.
His canopy also blew away. That sucks.
I'll tell you what, William Nim's kind of growing on me. He's kind of like a non-cancerous growth on me. A couple weeks ago, I was really fed up with him, but he keeps showing up and getting better and better and better in the comment section. So
It's
I
always
might
nice.
I might eventually have to send him. I almost won a Top Wolf giveaway the other night, and I was considering if I wanted to send it to just tell him to send it to William Nim.
Oh, who won Top Wolf's giveaway?
Ken the lawn guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
There's rumors that also, or that Top Wolf might have stacked the deck a little bit. When he wrote Ken's name down, he might have written it on fly paper, so he sticks his hand there and
right,
sticky, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying.
Ken's pretty good at winning.
Yeah, he is.
He's not bad at winning.
J Mall, what's up, Jim? Oh, hey, Jeremiah Stevens, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, you guys, Jeremiah's done a couple of little live streams, and he was doing kind of a morning update video there from the Toyota, I think it's a Toyota dealership. I liked it. It was good stuff.
Yeah, I remember him talking about his first live stream. I need to make it to one of his live streams.
Yeah, I got the bell clicked. Man,
I got it clicked too, but he's one of them ones where I'm going to have to go back and unsubscribe and fucking resubscribe and then re-click the bell and see if that fucking works.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. If you got the bell clicked on too many people, there's some stuff that gets lost in translation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck, I'll leave it up. I leave every one of these live streams up. That's fine.
What's going on, Caden?
Oh, you know what? I'm completely wrong. Who won? Oh, Keith. Keith donated one of those little Autel scanners, the smallest one.
Yeah.
He threw that in Top Wolf's contest as just a random giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
And the Everything channel won that, which begged the question, what do you give to the person that has everything?
Right.
You give them an Autel scanner.
Yep.
Thought of that myself.
Well, Autel's no Actron, but they're almost spelled the same.
Well, I mean, what is,
What's going on, TJ?
What's up, TJ? Yeah, that was mighty nice of Keith. What else? Justin ATV just won the giveaway I did on Dow's channel Monday for that Husky air ratchet, that 1/4-inch Husky air ratchet.
Yeah.
New in box, brand new. Maybe that was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. I mailed it out on Monday. So he got it today. So I'm hoping he makes a video of that.
That was one of the reasons why I like doing the giveaway where you have to have a video entry. Because more than likely, if they do a video entry, they're going to do a video, I got my shit.
Yeah.
So that there's no question, hey, you got your shit. Look, he did the video.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I'll put them in the same playlist where all the other, entries are made.
Yeah. What's up, JL? First time, long time, JL. It's the first
Same
time
thing
I've
here,
seen
Chad.
you in here in a long time.
Chad, you need to get rid of that old lady. That's all I'm going to say about it. But yeah, for you guys just joining in here recently, mdlee52@gmail.com. Share your DAO story. Be specific.
Yeah, if you
Good or
have
bad.
anything that you need to be addressed, Dow, as far as I'm aware, is still planning on talking to me maybe in a couple of weeks, and it looks like he's already making moves to resolve some of the issues with people or potential issues. But if you want me to, if you go back and look at the streams I've done with Junkie, especially the second one, I took stuff that people had asked me, and I basically collated the questions into a cohesive outline, and I'll plan on just doing the same thing with Dow. So we're giving this some time to cool off, and any questions that have gone unanswered at that point, hopefully we're going to just try to get everything addressed that we can, but keep it orderly and keep it effective. We're interested in doing things that are effective and trying to make things better where we can.
Right. People have questions, and we try to get you some answers.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. We don't want yelling matches. We don't want a bunch of shit talking. We want, legitimate, specific questions and get specific answers.
Yeah. And if you missed it earlier, well, never mind. No, I was going to make the jokes about Hard Knocks house at Thanksgiving again, but the time has passed.
It's only one side of the family. When I'm with my mom, it's my dad's side. When I'm with the dad, it's my mom's side. It's always one side of the family.
Oh, it's only one side at a time.
Exactly.
Bill Long asked, "What are you giving away tonight?" I've actually been on the prowl lately for a new giveaway thing. When I do the next live stream, I will have a random giveaway, but I don't. My strategy, if I have one here, I guess I do. I don't like just doing contest giveaways. I just like randomly giving away something. So that's the way it works in the past. But I'll tell you what, with those screwdrivers, I give away stuff that I got a really good deal on, and those screwdriver sets, both of them that I gave away, I got really good deals on them. But man, I got nailed on the shipping on those.
Yeah,
the shipping was like
as much as the screwdrivers.
Yeah, it was more.
Really?
Yeah, just because of the shape of the box, that long flat box. So Oso hit me up and said, "Hey, I want you to buy one of those for me." And he PayPal'd me the money, and so the next morning I went and bought one, or that night I went and bought him one and shipped it to him the next day. Well, I thought, it can't be that much more, from Seattle down to Portland. It was like, I don't know, $11-12 or something. Well, oh man, it was like $30 to the other places I shipped it, and they offered me the cheapest option, but I thought, I can't do that. I'm not going to make people wait a week and a half to get it. I want everybody to have it within 3 days. So that was the idea.
And that's just priority, isn't it?
Yeah, priority is what is it? They usually quote you 2 to 4 business days or something like that.
Yeah.
Most places it's about 3 days.
Yeah, 5 days if it's Canada or Mexico.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Or parts of
2
Peru.
days if it's loaded full of fucking meth and heroin.
Yeah.
They move that shit fast.
Marcello, this pillow isn't all that comfy. I got these sheets that are these microfiber sheets. I don't know why I torture myself. I need to just get cotton sheets, but these things are so hot.
Yep.
So I guess the pillow is comfy, but the sheets are not comfy at all.
We can get rid of the sheets. Just get new
Well, I
sheets.
mean, I paid good money for these sheets. I don't want to.
You'll have a guest room one day.
One day.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of one of my dreams in life.
Yeah.
To be
Guest room.
successful enough at this flipping air compressors thing to one day out on the guest room. Drew, Drew does not care for his Snap-on dealer. Tell us more, Drew. I passed. I keep thinking I'll see out where I work. There's a couple shops out there, and like one morning a week when I drive by, usually there's a Mack truck sitting there, and I think. And sometimes I see Matco and even occasionally Snap-on. And another place I drive by, I pretty routinely see the Cornwell truck. I keep trying to think of something to buy on one of those tool trucks. I just can't. I talk myself out of it every time. I think, well, what do I need? Well, I don't really need anything, so I can't
Pocket
imagine
screwdrivers.
for
Go in, say, look, I'm MD Lee 52. If you don't recognize me,
yeah.
Maybe take a frame or something and just put it around your head and be like, yeah, can you tell now?
Do you recognize me from my glamour shot?
Yeah. I'm a YouTube sensation, and I'm here
Yeah.
to do a tool truck review to sell your tools for you.
Exactly.
All I need to do is browse around and buy a fucking pocket flash or pocket screwdriver. And then
I don't know.
You can do a comparison of the 4 different tool companies' pocket screwdrivers. See if they really are made from China.
See, now I know that I knew there was a reason you had close to 300 subs.
Yeah.
You have all the good ideas. That's what it is.
Yeah, I have a lot of good ideas. Today I finally got my fucking computer back so I can get some fucking videos out.
Yeah, what's up with that? Give us the whole ordeal. Hot take time.
Let's see. What was that? I had just gotten a package from David Young. I was doing the unboxing of it, and it was right after I did my fucking giveaway. Actually, it was during my giveaway. I had gotten the video loaded up that were the bottle cap openers. And once I got that video up, I was doing a David Young before I was going to do the big giveaway, which was the gear wrench set. I was going to throw that David Young video in there. And I had it rendered. It was rendering while I was sleeping because I went to bed and let it render. Woke up the next morning, went in there, and the fucking computer's dead. And so I click on it and everything. It's just a black screen with all the options, and it's like, click here. Nope, that's not a hard drive. Click here. Nope, that's not a hard drive. Click here. Nope, that's not a hard drive. Nothing would ever fucking load. It's just dead. And I knew which one was my hard drive. At that point, I was just like, no, maybe it's this one. No, maybe it's this one. Because I've got 60 hours of videos on this fucking hard drive of me working on the truck, working on the tractor, doing fucking tool reviews, kicking the neighbor's dog, dumping tranny fluid in the fucking storm drain out.
How big is the hard drive and how old is it?
500 gigs, and it was 10 years old.
Dude, that didn't die. That didn't crash. That thing evaporated.
Yeah,
I still
have it.
Went up in a cloud of dust.
It's a mechanical failure, is what it is. It's not a software failure. It's a mechanical. But yeah. So I went ahead. It's got a new terabyte drive in it. I got the old hard drive back, and now it's off to find somebody that will take them apart and mechanically repair a hard drive and send it back to me once they've done that. And who knows? I may open that fucker up myself and look for whatever the hell's clicking, because it's pissing me off that all my shit's on there.
You ever
open videos?
You ever opened one of those HDDs before?
No, but I can imagine that it'd be about the same.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? It's not an it's not a solid state drive. If
No,
it's
it's a
10 years
7.
old. Yeah, okay. So it basically just looks like a stack of CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my computer guy said that he plugged it up and tried to run it as a backup on his computer, and it would click. So, and he couldn't ever pull any information off with no matter what software shit he has. It didn't matter what software program he ran to pull it off. He couldn't ever pull it off. So it's definitely a mechanical error, which is what I thought it was in the first place. But I have an external hard drive now that I will be backing that shit up with.
Right.
Because I ain't ever going to fucking lose that shit again. But yeah, that's the reason why I had to do a live stream for the gear wrench giveaway. I had planned on doing it that way anyway, but I was forced to do it that way because of the fucking hard drive.
Yeah. How much did that run you cost-wise to get all that stuff done, to have it tell you that?
It was $50 with a new hard drive, 4 more gigs of RAM, and he shipped it back to me from fucking Missouri. UPS, I got it today.
$50 total?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's family. He's family.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
That's one of the reasons why I had to wait so long.
If you went into a place here in Seattle and said, hey, I want you to look at this, and you gave him $50, they'd slap you in your face and call the cops on you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can't get anybody to give you the time of the day for that. That's dirt cheap.
Yeah. He's a good guy. Like I said, family.
Yeah.
The side of the family I get along with, actually.
The side that you want to go to for Thanksgiving, but you always get tricked into go. Yeah, okay.
Tricked into going to the other one, damn it.
Yeah, that's how it always is. Hey, so the external hard drive, what's that?
It's just a cheap old Seagate terabyte hard drive that, a little laptop hard drive that's plugged into its own little case, USB.
That's
just something to back shit up on.
Yeah, I think I've got that same gimmick. I bought one of those about 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Just for the same thing.
I went because that 500 gigs was filling up with videos, because I would take them off of my fucking SD card and download them onto the computer so I could edit them, and then it's off to shoot another fucking video. That's the way my shit goes. I never have time to edit. I'm always shooting fucking videos.
I think Junkie said that when I was talking to him. He said the way that he does his is once he uploads it onto YouTube, he just deletes it entirely.
Yeah.
So he's never got the original files of stuff saved up. And I mean, that's the thing, when you get into that heavy duty video editing, that stuff can add up in a hurry.
It does add up in a hurry. The only video I have at the end of everything is the one that's uploaded to YouTube. I have a copy of that on a flash drive. But when I went to look at flash drives, because I was going to pull, a 128 gig hard drive, the thing was like fucking $30 or something stupid. Well, that backup terabyte external hard drive was only $55. So yeah, no, I'm going to buy the external hard drive that's a terabyte instead of the fucking flash drive.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Junkie wants to know if you're willing to reveal your real name to everybody.
It's what is it? Justin Sturgill. That's the real name.
Okay, well, I won't blow your cover. The thing is, I'm not going to tease him on that. Some people do know your real name, but what's up, Eddie? Hey, Juan keeps telling us the stream drop, but it's still live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juan, you got to reload it.
Ron, reload that, buddy. Caston asked, Justin sterile? I don't know. That sounds like a personal question. Even I have my limits.
Not
we
anymore.
Don't want to get into that on my stream.
Well, he wasn't sterile, what is it, like 10 or 11 months ago? Somebody wasn't sterile 10 or 11 months ago anyway.
Somebody's innards are working.
Still out on that.
Clyde Soapbox says name, date of birth, social security. Clyde, I applaud you. Usually, if I was in the stream, that would be my follow up to that, and also blood type.
Yeah, blood swab, cheek swab,
blood type,
blood dot,
checking account number.
Just take a Q-tip, shove it up your nose until it bleeds. Send that in the mail.
Yeah. If you aim for the moon, you'll still hit the stars, or aim for the stars, you'll still hit the moon, or whatever.
Yeah. Which, by the way, there's a lot of water on the moon.
Is there?
Yeah. Never a Straight Answer finally came out and said, hey, there's water on the moon. That's why we want to go back.
Is it frozen?
Well, yeah, it's in space.
Yeah, okay.
Only one side of it's frozen, though. Because the other side, when it eclipses, it's real close to the sun, so it melts.
So is it in a constant cycle of freezing and thawing?
Yeah. There may be life somewhere else.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
Yeah. And imagine this. The life on the moon will be protected far more than life trapped inside of a 20-year-old woman's body.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again with our pro-life views, Knox. I tell you what.
I'm just saying. Life on Mars is far better protected.
If we could just talk those vegans and those PETA people into believing that human life is as valuable as animal life or wildlife or plant life.
Eating amoebas. Yeah.
All right.
All that shit's protected. But
buddy of mine called me about 10 years ago, and he said, I'll do a dead-on impression, but it'll go over everyone's head. He said, dude, I have an amoeba in my eye. And I laughed for, I want to say it was a good 35 minutes straight. I laughed to the point where I think I had to take the day off of work the next day because I thought I had pulled a muscle.
Yeah, ruptured something.
Yeah, I realized later on I hadn't pulled a muscle. I was just fat. But when he said that he had an amoeba in his eye, I got that thing, that white horn thing off of Star Trek, the original series?
Yeah.
That thing that Kirk was fighting. I thought the name of that thing was an amoeba. And when he said he had an amoeba in his eye, well, I was confusing my Star Trek details. At one point in Star Trek, they did talk about the amoeba, but that wasn't the name of that creature. But when he said that, he had like an eye infection, and he lost like 40% of his vision because of it. It was a whole big thing. So it was really fitting that I laughed at him for 35 minutes on the phone when he broke the news to me. But I wonder if there are any things like that on the moon, any amoebas like that.
Oh, I'm sure. There's all kinds of thoughts about the moon. Like the moon shouldn't exist where it is. In all actuality, it's a spaceship. And since we can only see, I think it's 59% of the moon because of its rotation around the Earth. There's a big question is whether the engines are still attached to the back of it from where the aliens drove it up and parked it next to the Earth.
Frank Imchek says that was in that Spaceballs movie. They did have a takeoff on that. I think they were spoofing that episode of Star Trek like 20 years after the fact when they made that Spaceballs movie. Here's the thing about the moon. It's pretty much been proven at this point that the whole moon landing video and all that stuff was fake, right?
Unless you watch The Big Bang Theory. They bounced lasers off of the shit that was left on the moon, so that proves the landing was real.
Is that a TV show?
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I don't have a TV. Oh. I know it's a TV show. So to me, then, I'm not saying that they never landed on the moon. I'm just saying that the whole, planting the flag and the whole them bouncing around and all that stuff, I think that stuff was doctored up. They're basically rendering, it all had to do with the arms race with the Soviet Union and proving that we were superior to them and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I don't mean to get off on a tangent, but I mean.
Well, when has Hollywood ever been truthful in one of their movies?
Oh, there you go again.
Never.
Hey, do you want to give people the 5-minute synopsis of what happened? Because I went back after you told me that this morning and went back and watched that. Or I didn't watch the video of Nestor's. I just went into the comments section and watched how World War III had taken place last night.
Oh, yeah. That son of a bitch, and I left a fucking, long story short, there's a strike in Chicago. They're auto workers, not the ones at the plant. They're the ones that actually fix the cars, the mechanics. The other mechanics that were actually inside the building that stayed and didn't strike pushed the other mechanics' toolbox out so that they could grab the good bays that the union guys were holding. There's a big old fucking dealership, hates mechanics, and fucking threw their shit out in the rain and blah, 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 and all this other kind of shit. And everybody was, you know, all pro-union on it. So I left the old, yeah, unions are just like the fucking government. All they're there to do is tax you. You know, you sit there and you pay money so you can have a job. God, I wish my, you know, small business worked like that. I could come up to somebody and say, hey, how much money are you going to pay me every fucking week so that you can have a job here? And I got literally 80 different comments on that, all about people, oh, you're a fucking retard and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you don't know what it's like to be in a union. If it wasn't for union, you'd be making $3 an hour and you'd be 12 years old in a coal mine. Motherfucker, no. But anyway, it's not the 1800s. And there were guys sitting there telling me bullshit about you're lucky I don't know you in real life because I don't do stupid well. So I've got to leave a comment back saying, obviously you do stupid well. You're alive enough to write a fucking comment back to me, you son of a bitch. Dealing with stupid all fucking day long. He's still alive.
You want to have some real fun.
Into a fucking bam. Nestor got a good, I don't know, 100 views of just going back and commenting on this fucking little comment thread that showed up on one of his fucking videos. It's been amazing. It really has. And it's still going on today. I still get notifications. People left me a fucking comment. I've got to go back and set them straight on their shit. Because it's just fun. It's just fucking fun.
Well, I tell you what, the thing that jumps out to me about that, I think you should send Bob a text and tell him what happened and where it happened, and tell him that they called you the R word.
Yeah. Oh.
you want to see an old fashioned Donnybrook break out in the comment section. That's good way to set it off right there.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't get along with the old R word with Bob.
Yeah, not so much.
But yeah, that was that's been hella fun, and that's one of the things that I've missed. You know, I was sitting there making videos, editing videos, putting them up. I don't get to go out and view videos all the time and leave stupid comments and bullshit like that. Poke people here and there just to poke them. And
right.
I've gotten to get back to a little bit of that since my hard drive's been down. And
right.
I got to say, I really fucking kind of missed it. It's been fun. You know, just fucking poking people. It's just fun.
That's you ever watch just some random video on YouTube, non-automotive related at all, and see that it has like an inordinate number of comments for the amount of views it has on it, and then go down into the comment section and see what happened, and right there with all the replies is Fuzzy.
Oh yeah.
Fuzzy fitting, you just jump back into the chat. I've seen him on more random stuff around YouTube, like from a couple of years ago even, where when he showed up with this, I thought, oh, that guy actually has something to do with cars. Yeah, has something to do with automotive. This is weird. I know this guy from just random stuff over the years.
Well, and see, I knew Fuzzy from it was the automotive world, the tool world. I knew Fuzzy from, but I do a lot of going up back and watching other people's blacksmithing videos and shit like that. Random obscure shit, how to build a power hammer under like $100 with train tracks and spare tires and all kinds of other bullshit. Because that metalworking stuff interests me. It's kind of what I do. But Fuzzy will sit there and fucking leave a comment out of the blue, and it's a nice one. And so then I'm like, hey, Fuzzy, what the fuck are you doing here? And what the fuck are you doing being nice? And he's all, well, you know, I'm into other things than, you know, just trolling idiots on YouTube. I like working with metal and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking awesome.
Fuzzy Wuzzy, a low-key man of culture.
Yeah, exactly.
totally unexpected. Ah, Chuck, Chuck, Chuck keeps warning me that he's going to leave, and oh, I'm not watching, and oh, I've got the volume off, and somebody jumps in here as some random account saying something, and here comes Chuck back to ban him. Not ban him, time him out.
Yeah.
Classic.
Chuck's good at timing people out. He's good. He's on it.
Yes.
The blue wrench was made for Chuck.
Yeah. Chuck, I'll paraphrase Chuck's comment because Purple Van said, I am on Justin Dow's side. So,
yeah,
if I'm going to guess on that person's ethnic heritage, well, 7, 8, 9 jokes now in my head. Pluralization, people. Certain people have issues pluralizing in the English language, but Chuck responded with, we're all on Dow's side. We wouldn't be here trying to hash this out if... and I think that's important to recognize. When the emotionalism dies down and everything gets sorted out, what are we all going to have left? 61006. Never forget.
Yep.
Because, I mean, that's where we all came from. That's the day YouTube changed forever. I mean, without that, where would we be? We'd still be in the dark ages. But I graced you all with my presence.
Sitting on a couch with your thumb in your ass and your fucking iPad in your other hand.
Oh, we'd still all be on AOL. Yeah, Francisco Cisco does bring up an interesting point of order here in the parliamentary procedural process. He said, don't time him out. There's a gray area there, Cisco. You can time people out. I just ask that if somebody comes in and trolls,
don't ban them.
Don't ban them.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely love it when the trolls come in. That's such validation for me, such encouragement to know that I am important enough that somebody would troll me. It just, you know, forgive me, but it gives me the warm fuzzies, for lack of a better term.
Right. It's different, MD Lee, being a troll and trolling in the comments section. But when you come out as a troll and you do a live stream and people come in to troll you, you've made it. Yeah. You fucking made it. There's a sense of accomplishment that no other troll that just trolls in the comments will ever have.
So that's an interesting little conversation to have. What constitutes a troll? Because I was always under the impression that you were only considered a troll if you weren't like identifying who you were. And like I followed the MDLE52 handle. I followed that on the internet for well over 10 years at this point. So if somebody doesn't like something I leave them, all they have to do is Google me. You can find out all about me. I mean, you can find out all my information. You know, I'm easy to find. I'm harder to catch, but I'm easy to find. So what constitutes a troll? Because there is a certain channel that likes to accuse everyone of trolling, and I thought maybe I have the definition of troll wrong.
It depends. How thick is your skin? Some people's skin's not very thick, so everybody's a troll. Other people, it takes a little bit. You know, I tend to where I get you're a troll from is people called me a troll because I would leave random stupid comments in their chat about their video, and it may be just like a little Easter egg, like, you know, what the fuck was that goddamn Pioneer cup holder doing sitting on your workbench? What the hell you know about Pioneer corn seed or some shit like that, you know? And people would get pissed off about that kind of stuff and be like, oh, quit fucking trolling me, you fucking bastard, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I saw something I knew something about that he obviously knows something about. I was questioning him on his interest level. I wasn't trolling him, you stupid motherfucker. I was trying to get extra information from him. You know, peeking through his personality.
You didn't scratch the surface. You just immediately went a few layers deep right there.
Right, and they couldn't hang with me. They wanted to stay on the surface.
Mike Swindell just weighed in. He said, I caught it. Pioneer! Exclamation point. Mike Swindell knows what's up. If you guys haven't checked out Mike Swindell's like videos on his channel, at some point here, I keep hoping he does a tour of some of that old stuff. Oh man, have you seen any of those videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one of these tractor auctioneer places that did a video about some of the stuff they had. It's just fascinating. They got all this stuff in like just mint condition, and it's like 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, and they just they could start their own museum.
And
Purple
see,
Van, why? Purple Van just said, "I'm out of here." Why? Purple Van.
Stay Purple. What the fuck?
Yeah. Don't leave, Purple.
That was one of the big draws to Jay Young's channel whenever I first found him, was all of his old tractor shit.
Yeah,
and
like
then,
his first,
you got to know him as a person.
Years worth of videos.
So that was different. You know, getting to see him as a person's, you know, you fall in love with the guy.
Chuck just timed him out again. Oh, Purple. We hardly knew thee.
Damn it, you can't untime out him. I was trying.
Yeah, that's true. That's the ultimate passive-aggressive move, and Chuck knows that.
Right.
Because I can't pull him out of timeout. He's got to wait the 300 seconds, and I have to try to get to him before Chuck times him out again. Wow.
Yeah.
Chuck's pretty good at this game.
Chuck's all about that fucking band hammer going in. Well, he's all about the sitting in timeout. That's what Chuck's about.
Yeah. Oh, what else?
Yeah.
How did you get those? Who's that?
I can't say.
Okay. Somebody accused you of cheating on him again?
Oh no, he's wanting me to cheat on the old lady with him is what he's wanting.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I guess I'm not saying his name. I'm not gonna come out and say the guy's gay or nothing, but he's a little out there. Still love him. Still love him. Yeah.
Parkinson's.
Yeah, he's a little shaky.
Frank M. Tech just said that Timmy said he's not going to make any more band videos. When did he say that, Frank?
And Frank, I don't think that it matters.
If Timmy or Sylvia watched this far into the stream, just so you guys know, I have all your stuff mirrored. So
it doesn't fucking matter.
That isn't going to disappear from the internet. And I got all this.
Look for Astral Auto Repairs too.
Right, and I've got all the stuff mirrored that you went back after the fact and then deleted in order to make yourself not look quite as bad. I've got all that stuff.
Yeah.
Timothy Ray Barnes of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Google that. Tell me what you find. Tell me what the seventh.
You'd find a very thin-skinned.
Yeah, well, tell me what the 7th search result is on the first page of Google.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a good result to be popping up if you're Timothy.
Not so much. Not if you want to try to accuse other people of harassment and things like that.
Because, being a bully.
And
shit like that.
Yeah. Gaston. Bingo.
There's one out there for sure, and it's not short.
He said he is going to make more of them. Well, okay. Well.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's one of the things I like about old Leak Auto. Is Leak's gonna stay right up there with Timmy, and Timmy keep on fucking up, and there's still gonna be more tech tips for Timmy, and fucking Timmy response videos, and fucking Scooby response videos, and that shit's fucking hilarious. Because
Leaks Auto Repair, LEEK''S Auto Repair on YouTube is the channel. He just gave the other dude, I think it's MC DeShiznit, some dope beats last night. And MC just released a freestyle video today where he addressed the.
Max Shiznit released a fucking freestyle video.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Tell you got to have the bell click.
Yeah.
And it was good. He went in on Timmy. He went in hard.
Astral Auto Repairs, Fuzzy. You won't last a half a second. Not a half a fucking second. he'll figure out some way. His ears will start itching or something when you click on his fucking channel, and you will be banned instantly. There's no fucking, no question about it. There's not anything you could say that would not get you banned.
That's the thing. The more I look back on it, the interaction I had with him on there for 6 months, I'm surprised I lasted that long.
Yeah.
Stuff off that I thought only I noticed, like the fact that he coughs all the time. Like I started bringing that up to him eventually in his comment section. Hey man, are you sick? And I was like, I was serious. I didn't know that that's like some nervous thing he has going on or whatever.
It's the cum lodged in the back of his throat still tickling him. He's trying to cough it out. That's what it is.
So maybe it was just allergies.
No, it wasn't allergies.
See, I got there. I made Purple Van a moderator before Chuck could get to
it. Nice. I would have done it, but I can't re-moderate her. I wish I could.
Oh boy.
But laws, bylaws, how the union runs things.
Yeah. So you were in a union.
Yeah.
How long for?
3 years.
Okay, I was in the Postal Service's union for 4.5 years. The first 2.5 years I worked there, I was considered a temporary employee, so I wasn't eligible to be in the union. But for the last 4.5 years I worked there, I was. There's there's a wide variation in unions. Like the Postal Service, if their management was honest, there wouldn't be any reason for a union. But unfortunately, their management is so just corrupt and inept.
Yeah.
Sad, sorry mixture of both that they do have to have a union for that purpose. But they, like, as far as they have a contract with the different unions. I was part of the NPMHU. They have the the Rural Carriers Association. They have the National Letter Carriers Association. National Association of Letter Carriers, and they got unions depending on what craft you're in. But their contract, they have a no strike clause, and they have all this stuff. So it is a union, but it's not like a regular labor union. The rules are different for what they can and can't do there.
Right. Well, whenever I'm
Brian says he was represented by the union but wasn't part of the union. So yeah, that's called an open shop. And when I was a union rep, I had to defend people that were non-union because they have an open shop policies there. So people don't even have union protections. They don't have to be a member, and they don't have to pay dues.
Yeah. Yeah, and I could get why with all the political bullshit that went on in the hall and all that other kind of shit. I can brush all that shit beside me or behind me. When the guy next to me is sweating copper line and he goes and sets his torch down without shutting it off, and the torch burns through the fucking hose, and you have to reach down and grab that sumbitch and turn it off before it blows up, and then he keeps his job because the steward that represented him is his fucking relation. I'm done with unions.
Yeah.
My life's worth more than that. Your brother having a job, fuck that. He can go somewhere else. But he wasn't going nowhere else, so I went somewhere else. That's the way that happened.
Yeah.
I've been doing a hell of a lot better than what I was when I was in the union.
Yeah, for a high risk thing like that, I can see where you wouldn't want to.
Yeah, no, fuck
you wouldn't want to mess around. We had a guy one time.
Safety shit about that.
We had a guy one time where I think he missed 3 days of work in a 90-day rotating window.
Yeah.
View of the contract was that anytime that happened in a 90-day rotating window, you had to discipline the person. So this guy had a situation like where he broke his nose and he was off work for 2 days, had medical documentation supporting, and then had like one other instance where his kids were sick and his wife had to work, so he had to stay home with his kids. And they tried to give him discipline for that. And go and you have a tiered system of arguing who you argue with. You argue with the person who issued the discipline. So I went and talked to the supervisor, and I just thought, this person's about as dumb as a mud fence. I couldn't get through to him, so then I took it up to the next step, which was like essentially like the HR person, the labor relations manager, and they saw it my way. But with the postal service, I just saw stupid stuff like that all the time, where they had it just was a waste of everybody's time. So that's situations like that where are why where with the postal service they have to have a union, just because their management team's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I've talked to the in-law, the father-in-law, and he was in the post office for years and years and years and years and years, 35 or something. Which I've turned him on to golf now, and since he's retired, he does nothing but like golf and bowl, so that's cool. But he would talk about that kind of stuff going on, and yeah, it was daily and just stupid, just full of stupid. Like in the private sector, that would never happen, but because there was a union and you can't fire this person, it happened all the fucking time.
Yeah, and there is some of that. It's not to say somebody at some of the one of the points in your comment section over on that video did bring up the point. It's an obvious point, but it's one that should be made. Not all unions are created equal. And yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, everybody is supposed to be afforded the same protection. And yeah, there are going to be people who deserve it less than others, and it does make it harder for them to cut there. But that's one of the drawbacks.
Yeah, it doesn't breed idiots, but it sure as hell doesn't weed them out.
Yeah, it's true. We had a lady one time when I was a rural carrier. She got fired randomly. Her mom was the shop steward, and she got fired randomly. And I was only working there part time at that point. I was a temporary employee. I wasn't a union member, but I kind of became aware over the course of I don't know 6 months. Kind of details trickled out. She was accused of taking people's mail and dumping it in a dumpster at an apartment complex. And what came to light after the fact was that technically speaking, that might have been correct, but what she was actually doing was, in an apartment complex, you get people that move in and out of there all the time. So occasionally you'll have, a few times a week, you'll have like a box holder, aka junk mail that everybody's supposed to get.
Right.
And if you have a vacant apartment, yeah, nobody's getting actual mail there, but you'll be putting box holders in every single box anyway.
Yeah.
And so periodically you have to go through, if you have apartment complexes, and identify which boxes are dead boxes, folders in them. That is mail that can be thrown away, but technically speaking, to avoid, rough looking appearances, you're supposed to take it back to the post office, and they have UBBM, they call it, undeliverable bulk business mail. But her way of doing it was just weeding it through there. She didn't want to carry extra stuff with her, so she just took it to the dumpster there, and somebody saw her and turned her in for so the postal inspectors at one point had I guess they initiated some kind of a sting operation on her and fired her. I think she was out of work for over a year, but she ended up getting her job back with back pay.
Yeah.
So she basically
got fucking ridiculous.
A paid 1 year vacation. But if they'd had a brain in their head, they would have gone up to the point of firing her. They would have issued her discipline, because technically speaking, she didn't follow the correct procedure. But is that a fireable offense if you're not throwing away actual mail? If you're just throwing away UBBM?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where I thought, they went for the jugular rather than doing the common sense approach.
Yeah. Well, we had one of the stories I've been told was went off on vacation, came back, had gotten complaints that over the last week, not a whole lot of mail was delivered. Turn around 2 or 3 weeks later, get that the what do you call it, the fill in or whatever for the route gets pulled over. Yeah, the sub gets pulled over, and there's 3 garbage bags in the back of her Jeep full of fucking people's mail. It's like she decided she was only going to deliver half a day on Monday and between 2 and 3 on Tuesday. And still, to this day, has a job.
Wow.
Yeah.
They
like, holy shit.
You ever see that episode of Seinfeld about that? It was Kramer on vacation. Fat dude with the glasses and the curly hair was a city carrier. And he goes on vacation, and Jerry fills in for him on his route. After like a week, they figure out that it's not Newman delivering the mail, and so they, everything all comes out in the wash. And Newman confronts Jerry. He goes, "Jerry, they know it was you." They said, "Well, how did they know? Did I do something wrong?" And he goes, "No, you delivered over 80% of people's mail on time. Nobody in the post office has ever cracked the 80% barrier. They knew it wasn't me." He goes, You had people congratulating on how great the service was. That was the ongoing joke with that. That Newman had like 3 storage lockers out in New Jersey full of people's mail.
Yeah.
It's like, the classic is like the day after Columbus Day, because a lot of the businesses and stuff that's fall mailing season. Plus it's they're open on Columbus Day anyway. So you've got this massive mail build up on a Tuesday because you got everything through the weekend, plus all the businesses being open, and it's fall mailing season, so it's like the heaviest mail day of the year. Yeah. And everybody, just about every day after Columbus Day, somebody would yell out the quote from that, "They expect us to deliver all this." It was like a quote out of the Seinfeld thing.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Great elevator operations. I was actually an elevator operator with the Postal Service for 2
years.
Top coat. That job was actually a fairly physical job.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fucking that's hilarious. I wonder if Keith knows where Newman's fucking storage facility's at.
His storage locker out in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Really turned into be pleasant. The reason we did this was to chat with each other and throw some stuff out there, but the chat box has been pretty amicable. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm glad we did this.
Oh yeah, these are good guys that always show up. The ones we like to see in the chat box, the ones we like to join in the chat box.
Yeah.
Just the regular people. And this is one of the reasons why we wanted to do it. These are the people that know who Dow is. They're the best people to ask to send your email in.
Yeah, send in your email. Anything you don't feel like has been answered or not answered to your satisfaction, email me or Hard Well, YouTube drum circle tonight.
I can't hear you breaking up.
We're just talking.
It's probably just my end anyway.
It's yeah. I tried to crack a joke, but it's been all downhill since the Thanksgiving dinner joke.
Yeah, it's been tough keeping it alive. That's why Oso's not back. I mean, he knew from right then that there was nothing to live for.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's Oso. He made it. That fucker floats.
Well, the person whose stuff I had just told me I could keep it.
Who?
My name, but it might be Darwin W. You didn't hear that from me. I'm just going to give it. I've got a friend who one of his sons just became a diesel technician. Went to something for. So I think I'll send him those snap-on sockets.
Oh, snap-on sockets. I got you.
Oh, Gaston asks what? I got one of the things that was kind of misappropriated, and I'm not going to make a judgment call on that one way or the other, but rather than but I tracked the person down who it came back to him, and he just emailed me and said, don't worry about it. So I'm probably going to give it to the only young tech I'm aware of in my sphere, which is one of my friends there, one of their sons, just became a diesel technician.
Entering into the field, neat shit.
Right. So I don't feel like I would feel better about that anyway. So I'm just going to do that. So
I can tell you, Keith, I was here before the live stream started. There's nothing under the shirt.
I'm wearing a red shirt and a smile right now.
Yep. And 2 gallons of hair gel.
There you go. Is my internet still? They said my internet cut out in a big way. Is it okay now?
It's way better now. It's been better.
Chris Croft asks, is he working fleet or for public? I don't know because I haven't kept track of it. That had been and went to school specifically for Cummins to become a diesel technician. So I think that he's somebody who could use this stuff, and it is somebody who I know personally. The parents are, I don't know, 10, 15 years older than me, so I think the kid's in his early 20s, but it's something he could use.
Yeah. Yeah, it just goes in and out. I noticed because your picture goes away and it pops up into your glamour shot, but like right now it's your glamour shot, but
you know, let's face it, that's probably about the best picture of me.
Right. I mean, do you want live or do you want makeup and the right lighting and, you know, just for men? I mean, come on.
Yeah. Does somebody else?
Things, I don't know if you know it, but it's what, 645 there. So you're starting to get on that uphill swing on broadband, starting to fucking everybody's downloading their porn and get ready for their midnight, you know, feast or whatever.
Fiesta.
Yeah.
Gus Bus asks if it's raining. No, it's been pretty hot lately. Not near as hot as it's been in Portland, but I don't know. It's probably around low 80s today, maybe.
Portland don't know shit about hot. Come the fuck on.
Dude,
come to Kansas,
Al Gore,
motherfucker.
polar ice caps, 2014, we're all supposed to be underwater, Knox. Listen, it was a couple weeks. What was it? I think it was last week. It was 107 in Portland.
Yeah, that was our low during the same time frame. Our low,
yeah, but
right, 100.
Right, but you guys, the point is, you guys are used to that. But Portland, that's like back in the day, you'd see a number like that about 3 times a year, and it'd be coming out of Medford, so Southern Oregon.
Yeah.
Portland, it used to be really rare. I'm telling you what, Al Gore was right. Man, bear, pig is real.
Yeah.
And half man, bear, pig. And the polar sea that Al Gore is super serious. 107 degrees in Portland last week. Emery weighing in. Read the book, Emery, the Prince of Tennessee. That'll tell you everything you need to know about Al Gore. That guy's become a billionaire off of global climate change. Notice how they had to change that. They couldn't call it global warming anymore, so they had to shift to global climate change. Yeah, the climate changes. It always does.
Yeah. Remember when it first started, it was like no water and fucking lava and nothing but, scorched earth. Yeah, it's all bullshit. But anyway, I read something the other day where old Al Gore's house uses 21 times the same amount of energy in a day than a regular house in his same neighborhood. So he's definitely the man to lead the climate change, whatever the fuck you want to call it, fan base, whatever. Ah, there you go, Francisco. That a boy.
That's also the real climate change pimps. They're flying around on private jets all the time and whatnot. Marcello just asked an important. I do occasionally run a razor through here to take care of this unibrow.
The closing of the gap.
Yeah, maybe I should make a video. Yeah, somebody asked me on one of the live.
You got to do a how you do your hair video, and then
that's what people like to talk about.
You'll be the groundbreaking in how to keep Donner Pass open. It'll be awesome. You'll be the only video out there. It's not clickbait at all, and 100,000 views in a week. It will be the only video I highlight during the week on my Facebook.
You're calling this Donner Pass?
Yeah. Donner Pass.
That's cannibals or cannibal victims.
Right. Both. The cannibals ate the victims. Yeah, that's what it was.
I like it.
Yeah.
Asta just said my unibrow is strong. I do need to clean it up a little bit. I got a little bit of growth. Now, great. Now I'm going to be self-conscious.
What are you going to do whenever JCPenney closes and you can't just go get that taken care
of? They got little places around here where I think you can get that stuff threaded, but I don't think I'll ever be that secure in my masculinity to be able to go into a place like that.
I think you could. Have a little girl down there working on your feet and having somebody else thread your eyebrows, you'd be in fucking heaven.
If I went into a place like that, and they took my shoe, you probably call the SWAT in that place. I could shut down a place with all the scale they could take off these feet. They'd have to get a freight grinder would take care of that. I know that.
Yes, we do want to.
Marcello said, "Pluck it; it won't grow out as fast." Yeah, but I'm not going to take the time to. Well, I guess this is plucking it if I just pick at it.
Yep.
What movie do you want to watch tonight? Oh, Team America. Yeah, okay. I thought that's what you were thinking of, but I couldn't remember it myself.
America, fuck yeah.
Hey, to this whole tagging your videos thing, that Craftsman, that deal alert video with the Craftsman thing, that keeps getting views. That's still getting like a pretty solid 15 to 20 views per day.
Oh, how
And
you tagged it? You
I,
tagged it with
I think that's
Snap-on and
it. I think,
Milwaukee and Harbor Freight and Earthquake
well,
XT.
I put deal alert, tool deal alert. I thought that's, I mean, it pertains to what it is, but that's, you know, I was kind of encouraged. I thought, yeah, maybe my tagging game needs to
Be
keep on the up and up.
reinvigorated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, there's people who live by tags and there are people who die by tags. You know, you don't pay attention to the tags, you end up in the wrong neighborhood.
There you go. You take a wrong turn on YouTube and you look up at the power lines and you start singing the sneakers tied together thrown over the power lines on that part of YouTube.
Yep.
When you were coming up, what did that signify? Because I always understood it to mean one thing, but later on there were all kinds of different conspiracy theories about what exactly that meant. I always thought it meant somebody got beat up there.
No, it's to signify the drug culture that is on that block.
I thought the move was if you beat somebody up bad enough, then you took their shoes off, tied the laces together, and threw it up over the power line. You know, to signify to everybody, hey, here's the spot
Kick
where I
their ass
beat
and
up
they gotta walk
so-and-so,
home.
and there's his shoes.
No. That was never my take on it. My take on it was always, if you saw white sneakers, there was a crack house on that block somewhere. If you saw green sneakers or white sneakers painted green, there was weed on that block. And if you saw black sneakers, there was your heroin and shit like that on the block. That was always what those sneakers meant, at least in the city of Kansas. I
The
don't know what
city
it
of
means in
Kansas
Seattle.
City.
Yeah.
Well, it would have
In
had to. It would have
the
meant
city
that
of Kansas.
in the Portland area.
Oh, the Portland area.
Gary's take on. Now, we've actually been kind of addressing that. Maybe Gary just got in here. I'm planning on talking to him, Gary, in a couple of weeks when things kind of die down, and doing more or less the same thing I did last time I talked to Junkie, where I'm going to solicit questions from people. If anybody's got anything specific they want addressed, I'm just collating everyone's questions into a cohesive interview outline to try to take care of it in an orderly fashion. But Dow has definitely expressed an interest in, addressing it on that level.
Yeah. Specific questions, specific answers.
There you go.
So if you have a specific complaint or a specific praise that you can back up with some kind of evidence other than just saying, hey, the guy's a good guy, or hey, the guy's a fuckhead, we want some kind of supporting argument or email, text message, whatever. Your phone number, your email isn't going to get shared. Just using it to gather information, to set up better questions, to get more specific answers, other than just everybody going through the comment section and saying, well, you're a fucking piece of shit and blah, 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 I heard this and that. Well, we want to hear from the people who actually had the interaction. Don't want to hear second, third, fourth hand. We want to hear from the people specifically. And if you're willing to send an email and have your voice heard, send a fucking email.
There you go. If your complaint's important to complain about it in the comment section,
it should be important enough to complain privately via email and then have your answer finally questioned, or your question finally answered on a live stream.
Something legitimate you can you can gosh, and that's harsh. It's not the case.
What's a muckraker?
Yeah, a muckraker.
Oh, muckraker.
You ever do with concrete flat work? That's actually kind of the best job if you're doing flat work. To run the muck rake.
No, I've poured a bridge deck and a patio, and that's the extent of my concrete. And I just kind of had the hose and shot it over here and shot it over there and grabbed a shovel when I fucking needed to, and that was it. I'm not a finisher of anything. I'm not an auto detailer. I don't paint shit. I don't do finished carpentry. I muck shit up and I rough it in, and that's the extent of it.
There you go.
My brother said, "Hey, you want to build a house?" And I said, "As long as you have somebody take care of the outside, your house will look good."
He's emailed me. He probably emailed me right as I started. I'm thinking of ending this because everybody keeps complaining about the
Wi-Fi.
I think it's probably at a good.
Oso is Paul Blart.
Gary, email form.
Night shift.
And email that to me.
Oso knows all about that.
It's not a bad idea, Cisco, but it's kind of the logistics of the thing. What I did with Junkie was I told Junkie, as far as I was concerned, he should probably more or less, ignore the chat box, and whatever came in there, I would try to fit it in with what I already had. But he kind of was going to have to funnel it through me in order to kind of keep things moving and keep it on track. Otherwise, it just gets too scattered.
Yeah. Fuzzy, I think he mainly secures the Claire's store in the mall. I think that's Oso's. Like, that's his section, is Claire's. Don't want nobody breaking in there stealing no fucking $5 earrings. Or the earring gun. Imagine how much money you can make with an earring gun.
Did you say Claire's or Eclairs? I thought you were making a fat joke.
No, Claire's, as in, the girls get their ears pierced and shit. Yeah, no, not Eclairs. Come on, that's fancy.
I thought you said he was guarding the Eclairs, and I thought, okay, it's kind of an obvious joke, but I suppose it works.
No. Okay. No, if it would have been an obvious joke, it would have been he'd have been, securing the Krispy Kreme kiosk in the mall, not fucking Eclairs. Eclair's a little highbrow. Come on, Ozo's more of a Twinkie guy. He's not an Eclair guy.
They used to have Eclairs at Costco. They were pretty good too.
Oh yeah,
they gave you a good excuse to eat like 72 Eclairs.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right. Well, I don't know if anybody else is going to go live, but I think we've hit a pretty logical stopping point. You guys have my email. It's in there. I've talked to Dow yesterday and talked to him the day before, and I think he's willing to do a joint live stream with me where he can kind of address issues in a more stable, orderly format and try to get some things some things settled, because I'm not really interested in stirring up more controversy. I would rather get the things settled and try to get things taken care of as best we can. And I think it is a task. So you got anything else? You got any plugs? You got anything big coming out you want to inform the good folks of?
No, I should have videos coming out here before too long. I've got to upload all my shit, and then I gotta not upload it. I gotta update it, and then I can get back to slinging videos.
There you go. All right. Until then, for Hard Knocks 4s, always remember this: 61006, never forget. Win if you can, lose if you must, but no matter what, always cheat.